All right, Shalom. This
Shalom.
this is a warrior.
This is Zakaria.
All right, we're out here, Modesto, California, Central Valley Hebrew Israelite camp. Coming again with another link up in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. First and foremost, as always, giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Ba'Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Ba'Hashem,
Harakak
Harakak
Kodash. Double lines to our apostles, and those great millstone, Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, the sincere believers out there. All the brothers, preaching the word in truth and sincerity. All the brothers and sisters, men, women, children that believe. All right, Shalom, peace, love, and blessings to you, safety. All right, in these latter days and these last days, wherein much trouble is befalling upon the earth as we speak. Um, and go ahead and just get that real quick.
You want me to start at 43?
Yeah.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none.
Yeah. Keep going.
Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished.
Go ahead.
Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
And that's the point that I want to focus on is that last part where he says, even so shall it be unto this wicked generation. Because man, we're standing here at a park, and I don't know if you could hear it in the background, but there's little kids out here in the middle of the night. All right, it's dark outside, and they got fucking demons on them, man. They're out here screaming and yelling and fucking like, and not just like screaming like little kids playing, screaming like they got demons on them, bro. Like screaming like the fucking exorcist, bro. And they're rapping these lyrics to these fucking wicked ass musicians, talking about disgusting wicked ass things, man. And I remember when we were kids, we would sing things that was on the radio that was wicked and it was definitely off. But this generation it's way worse than when we were kids, man. And that's because wickedness is increasing in the earth, man. All right, these enchantments, all right, these things are increasing in the earth because America, Babylon the Great, it says, is the mistress of witchcrafts. All right. And so through all these streaming services and through all these, there's no limit or boundary, that these people and these kids, can get a hold of to indulge in or to ingest and digest. All right, and ultimately be overtaken by these unclean spirits, man, that are multiplying on these people out here, man. All right. So, you know, it says he taketh seven demons more wicked than himself. All right. What's that scripture that says they shall wax worse and worse?
You can look it up.
Get up right now. 2 Timothy 3:13.
Okay, let me pull it up. This is 2 Timothy um, chapter 3.
Verse 13.
Yeah, no, but I was going to see if there was anything above that, but no, it's good. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Right. That's what we see going on. All right, because the people uh that are in charge here, the people that are running, as it tells you in the scripture, uh, you can look up Job. What is that? 9 and 24 or something like that.
The earth ruled by the wicked.
Yeah, isn't that like Job 9:24?
It
You don't
is.
got to get it, but you can look it up and read it for yourself. It tells you that the wicked is in control of this world right now, and it says wicked men and seducers. All right, which we know Esau is a seducer. Babylon is a seducer. All right, so much so that it even says in the scriptures that the apostle John marveled and wondered at the harlot, man. All right,
It was John the Revelator slot.
yeah, but it wasn't he apostle? Apostle, he was an apostle, right? Apostle John. But yeah, John the Revelator. You know, so it tells you in the scriptures that, um, that if it were possible, Esau would deceive the very elect. And right now, what you have going on is a whole lot of witchcraft and distractions and just media being turned up, the volume being turned up to 1,000, man, as we see, the time of the end, World War III. All right, Esau bringing about his new world order. All right, he is also increasing his enchantments upon the people. All right, because he wants to keep everybody asleep. All right, he wants to keep the wool pulled over you people's eyes, man, and it's working for the most part. You do have a lot of people that are waking up and seeing things, the things that are going on, but the majority of the earth, man, they are totally encumbered by the snares and the nets that Esau has placed in the form of entertainment, in the form of pleasures, in the form of the lust of the flesh. All right, which all of these things are to entrap and ensnare and dull your mind and dull your senses so that you can't see, you know, very far in front of you. All right, you can't see the coming destruction. All right, you can't see this guy, setting up this this slaughter around you right before your eyes, man. I was watching a video earlier and it was showing that in China they already have humanoid robots that are on patrol with police squads. Like fucking that movie Chappie, bro. Like Elysium. They're out there, like the cops, they do patrols and walk around, they do beats or whatever. They call them, we walk the beat. They'll have literally a fucking robot, a humanoid type robot that's on the squad with them, that's on the team with them, walking around with them, man.
Yeah, if I may say, okay, in China, they already got a social credit score. Okay, China's already digitized pretty much. They already got digital markets where people are buying, shopping, using their phones. Whole bazaars, you know, like we go out to like a flea market or downtown or something where
Mm.
there's, individual entrepreneurs, if you will. You might have a fish salesman, you might have somebody that sells watches or clothing, and you're able to just walk up and tap your phone. They already have, they've been had that in China. And through the spirit, a lot of brothers been saying, America might just get it last. You know, these other countries might have to get, chipped and connected first. Okay, but when it affects America, it's going to affect, it's going to be that's it. Everybody's got to lock in now to this system. But yeah, they already got that social credit score in China. You got people, totally uh, uh, outcasted of society, got to sleep on the street. There was a news reporter. She went up and was like, "Why don't you guys just get jobs? Why don't you guys just start over?" They said, "We can't because we've been locked out of the system. Our social credit score fell below, the minimum, and now we can no longer access anything. Can't get a social security, can't get an ID. What are they gonna do with people like that? Okay, they're just gonna throw you in the furnace, man. Just put you to guillotine. All right."
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly. And hey, man, and like I was saying, man, this video I was watching, because China, that's why it says, "Woe unto you, Asia, for you have made yourself like unto her," man. Because China is trying to lead the world into this new world order, man. China wants to be the new America.
Yeah,
Uh,
not if I may add also real quick.
yeah.
When it's talking about China, that's really, the Middle East. But China, okay, and Ammon, Moab being China, Ammon being Japan. That's what they call the Far East.
The fog.
You know. So when it's talking about it's talking about all those people right there, the Middle East. You know. Because if you look at an ancient map, Ammon and Moab were right there in the Middle East. Okay. Which we got the image of the beast, the dragon, and on there is labeled Asia Minor
Hmm.
and Germania uh, Major. You know. But yeah.
So you have, it was showing in the video that they were having these UFC style fights with these robots, and one of the robots kicked the other robot's head off. Clean off, man. And everybody's like cheering and fucking, they're betting and all this stuff. And what the guy was talking about in the video is like these AI robots are training each other, to better master these bodies that they're in, man. Because that's what they're doing. They're putting this artificial intelligence and giving them bodies to use, man. And they're training these fucking AIs to use those bodies more efficiently for combat. All right. And what the guy was saying, which makes perfect sense, you know, it says if they're doing this out in the open, what are they fucking doing in the dark, man? So, hey,
And the scripture?
it tells you in the scripture that this guy is sharpening a sword, man.
Well, I seen a video that this Edomite came out and said that once the AI gets to a point, it'll say we don't need people no more.
Right.
And what does the scripture say? This is Matthew 24 and 22, if you want to get on your phone. Matthew 24 and 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. See, because hey, with things going on, AI, you know, all these parasites and things that are being put in the food or being thrown out there to keep you from food. Like you just had that parasite that's still going on that's on vegetation and is giving people diarrhea, you know. Then there's a tick that if it bites you, you don't eat meat. You can't eat meat no more. So what they're getting ready to do is make it to where a lot of you people die of famine, you know. Then these robots, they don't need you working no more. Okay. So if Yahweh Bashem Yahushua didn't shorten these days, there would no flesh be left to save, man. You know, these damn scientists are telling you that the AI is pretty much now it's starting to build itself.
Yep.
Okay, so real soon it's not going to even need somebody to run maintenance on it. It could just build slave bots. Okay, build an army of bots and tell the bots just go kill these people, and we'll just build a consciousness of AI bottage. You know, that's the future if Esau were to live forever. Okay. But the Lord shortening the days, meaning the Lord gonna get rid of Esau, man. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
You want me to get
Um. Let's go to Sirach 10 and 1. Actually, Sirach 10 and 3. And we'll end it on that.
this is Ecclesiasticus aka Sirach chapter 10, verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the people, slakia the city, shall be inhabited.
Right, man. And that's, the unwise king is talking about Esau, man. All right. And through his wickedness, he's destroying the earth. All right. He said all the kings of the earth had committed fornication with her. All right. They're all in league with this devil. They're all basically like Edomites today, man. You know, they're all fucking, they've all gone mad. All right. They've become like Esau. That's why they're all fracking. You know, they're all helping to destroy the earth along with this guy. They're all forwarding his agenda. They're forwarding his technology, you know, and it's all to the destruction of the world, pretty much, man. Which it's all prophecy. The Lord had all this set up, so eventually the wicked will be punished. All right, the unwise king will be punished. All right, but hey, on the flip side, on the righteous side of that, it says that but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The true authority on earth are the Israelites, man. Right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, his people, Yasher Allah. Okay, and it tells you in the scriptures that Esau's posterity, his dignity proceedeth of himself. That's why we call him the self-proclaimed white man. He proclaimed himself to be clean. All right, because when you go into that word white, it basically means to be clean. All right, so he proclaimed himself to be, the righteous on the earth. Follow me. I will lead us to peace and safety.
To Zion.
Yeah, and that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He'll tell you like, oh yeah, I civilized the world, and I'm the one that brought all all this luxury that you people have in the world today. Which all this luxury comes at a price. It comes at a cost, man.
Well, he brought peace into the world.
Yeah.
He's fighting for world peace.
Yeah.
He's got a war on terrorism.
War on terrorism, war on drugs. Yeah. Then he had the war on diseases and shit. 2020, the war on fucking, which now he wants to bring all these vaccines and shit. And which this guy's gonna do more of that. It's going to increase. All these evils are going to increase upon the earth. That's why the FDA just approved this fucking guy Bill Gates just approved his lab meats. All right. And I saw a video and it's literally showing them 3D print fucking meat. All right. And what they do is they'll take DNA from a cow or from a lamb or a chicken
or a human
or a human or whatever, a fucking rat, a goddamn aardvark, and then they'll print the meat. They'll replicate the DNA and print it out with a 3D printer. And they said that it's 90%. It has a 90% cancer rate, man, or something like that. It's like crazy. If you eat that shit, you're gonna fucking die. It's gonna kill you. And we all know Bill Gates. He's all about depopulation. Esau, period. He's all about That's one of the Georgia Guidestones that got zapped. And the reason why the Guidestones got zapped is because the Lord ain't with this fucking idiot, man. Just like ancient Babylon got destroyed, the Tower of Babel, the Lord ain't with everybody coming together under one fucking world order, man. All right? He showed you that already. That's why this thing is tried, it's tested, and proven. You just look into it said, look at the generations of old, man, and you'll see. All right? You'll see what the Lord's delight is in. All right? And it definitely ain't in these nations coming together to rule over his people. All right? So, and the city is being built. Zion is being built up by those that are in authority, which are the apostles, the elders on down. All right. They're sitting in the seat of authority by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's where our authority comes from. It's not of ourselves. We're telling you the scriptures. We're telling you the law, statutes, the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the way things are supposed to be. All right. And everything in this world is clear cut contrary to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Everything is out of order. It's out of fucking control. It's in complete chaos. And it's being destroyed because the devil's ruling over it, which is the self proclaimed, all right, so called white man. All right. And hey, oh, let's end it on this one real quick, actually.
Well, there's still more.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm going to read this real quick. Psalm 75:7. It says, I'm going to start at 6. It says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. You know, Esau, he thinks he's ruling the world by his own dang posterity and his own strength. All right, but that's not so. Time and chance happened to them all. The Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's a righteous power, man. He sets you up for his purpose, all right, and ultimately is going to put you down for his purpose, man. All right, which is to magnify his name and show, look at what I can do. I can set up the weakest, most disturbed piece of junk on the planet, the most vile beast on the planet. I could set this guy up over the world, and I could destroy his ass in the blink of an eye. All right. And he could take us down and bring us back up. And that's in the scriptures. It said the Lord killeth and make alive. He woundeth and he healed. He bring it down and he lift it back up, man. This is all to teach. This is all a lesson for Israel, man, to learn. That's what we're going through, is a learning process to see, okay, this is how the Lord gets down, man. This is the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. And the Lord said, we're gonna inherit power. All right, through his power, through his mercy, through the blood of Yahweh Shai, man. Which that's why these names, and that sacrifice has to be the forefront of your ministry, has to be the forefront of what you teach. Because without Yahweh Shai, we are nothing, man. Without this grace that we've been given, we're nothing, man. It's only through the Lord that we're even able to understand and see and bring out the things that we bring out. It's a blessing, and that's why it's a comfort to be able to have this understanding, because, hey, the Lord could just have you with all manner of demons on you in the fucking world, man, and not and just be completely blind, in complete and utter darkness.
All those 7 spirits.
Yeah, which is overtaking all of these people, and it's going to increase, man. All right, because as especially as pleasures are taken away, especially as prices go up and things get harder, these the Lord, his hand becomes heavier upon the earth. Oops. All right, these fucking evil spirits are gonna increase on these people to the point where you're gonna have all kind of mass murderers out here. You're gonna have all kind of fucking psychopathic killers and rapists, dang cannibal. You're gonna have all manner of these people. They ain't even gonna be like people anymore, man. They just gonna be totally fucking engulfed by legions of demons, man. They're gonna be completely out of their fucking minds. You ain't gonna be able to reason with them. You're gonna have to have the spirit. You're gonna have to have spiritual power to either get away or put them to death, man. So yeah, anything you wanna? Hey, so hopefully it was edifying, and we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, and those a great millstone, and shalom to the hopefully elect. I pray that this was edifying, and just remember, the Lord, he's gonna see us through this. All right, as long as we endure. Shalom.
Shalom.